What's up, Game Warriors? Chief Rocky here, and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers here with Chief Rocky and the Corsairs. And I've alluded to this in a couple videos already, but I've been rather tied up with a lot of personal issues, a lot of medical stuff for myself and my son, a lot of personal issues that don't relate to medical stuff, a lot of work-related issues, and it has been eating up my time, and I've found it very hard to actually get into the game and do any recordings. And I've just been very blessed to have great people like Chewybond and Drex and Sether and Seraphina that have helped me and helped my community and helped my Discord, and now actually like recording stuff for me, and I really do appreciate it. You know, they didn't have to do this. I to be honest with you, we actually sign agreements where I tell them, listen, you can record whatever you want. I would rather you put this on your channel and start your channel, and I would rather help you start your own channel. But I mean, look, this is the greatest gift I could ever ask for, is to help me keep content on my channel. I don't ask this from them. I don't demand this from them. They give this free of just generosity, and I'm very gracious for it. So what we have here is Chewybond did a walkthrough of the base, because most of what you see here on the base, JUDALON 2, is stuff that he rebuilt after that, well, disastrous hack. And he really went all out. I know that Sether's building some more stuff. Drex has been in and out, but Drex is more or less just kind of running supplies for us. But he is working on, you know, his ship there. And then I'm in and out working on stuff as well, as you can see in this image. This image actually is a little bit further along than what he posted for this video. So this is a recent snapshot I just got as of today, actually, which is one day before the video post. Anywho, so he's going to go into that, and then there's a beautiful like frigate class ship you can see here, just right here in this left hand part of the screen, and he's going to cover more about what the purpose of that ship is, and it actually looks gorgeous. I'm actually excited to see what it does. But anyhow, I will stop talking, and I will let Chewybond do all the talking. So please, guys, let us know what you think. This is his first time. He did actually pretty good. I just kind of, you know, polished up the video a little bit and some of the audio, but other than that, he did fantastic. Let him know. Give him some encouragement, guys.
What is up, Gaming Warriors? I am not Chief Rocky. Chief is actually dealing with some real life things, and it's got him tied up for a little bit. So this is Chewybond jumping in here to help fill in some content for the moment. You get to take a look around the new base with me today. Chief has shown you the JUDALON station, and unfortunately, due to a malicious act by well, we don't know who. I don't know if it was a gamer or an ex-employee. I never did get the full story on that, but somebody got into the Keen servers, one of the official servers that we've been playing on, and basically blew up everybody's stations. Yeah, still never got the whole story on that, but we got completely wiped out by you know, some out of game meta nonsense, and fortunately we did get a little bit of help from some of the official Keen server admins who helped reinstate some of what we lost, and I have been very busy taking that and rebuilding what has now become JUDALON 2. So today I'm going to take you around, show you a little bit of what we're doing, and what we might be able to do in the future with it. So come on in. Alright, so first thing you notice as we're flying up at the main entrance, this is where we had the docks before. Kind of rebuilt it, a little bit of a different design here, but we've got some narrow gantries here, docking ports on both sides. So whichever side you come in, now obviously this isn't going to fit the largest ships that we've built or might build, but it is going to fit, you know, smaller craft, shuttles, utility ships, anything like that coming in. You know, some medium ships if we get a little more traffic later. You know, I'm optimistic. Little control tower overlooking. It's funny, the explosions from the JUDALON, the original JUDALON station, blowing up when the hacker did what he did. Didn't just delete stuff; it actually blew it up and did permanent damage to the asteroid. So we had a hole in the wall there, and so that was the answer to that. We just built a kind of an overlook station there. Coming through the main thoroughfare here, we've got. Let me turn my headlight on. We've got a little representation there, a little faction represented going on. We've got the side hall that I carved out with my bore miner, and we've got that finished out as well. Came through here, basically did the entire main run here. We've got along the bottom of the deck here, you can see this is actually a conveyor line. So we're able to basically tap into that conveyor line. If we wanted to park something else in here, we can basically just tap into that and put a docking connector wherever we want to. Little door hiding in the wall there. That's Chief's initial base. I don't know if you recall what he had started. Actually, his stuff was the only stuff that did survive the explosions. Don't know how he was exempted from that, but his core that you were watching him build is actually still in there, still tucked deep into one of the many holes that he was showing you before. And well, just kind of some uniformity in the wall here. I kind of walled over everything, but that's a little access door. Takes you back into his initial build. Similarly, we've got Sether here, who, if you got to see that before, his door, what was left of it, is still behind here. I just kind of left an opening for him. But most of his stuff did get destroyed. Some of the blocks survived, and so he has been busy rebuilding in there. And I'll let him show you around in there sometime. I'm not gonna do that without him. But same thing with Chief stuff there. But they've kind of just left their own spaces intact there. I just did the main thoroughfare. We've got down at the other end, back door or planet-facing door, I guess. We have some matching signage, and haven't done a termination yet on the conveyor line. But the idea was to have the option of building some docks over on this side as well, if and when we want to do that. So let me take you through my side hall here. I'll show you my stuff. So here in the side hall, we've got the bore miner that made all of these things possible. So if you recall the backstory of what I was doing while Chief and Drex and company were building the first JUDALON station, and I was way out in deep space with my brother and nephew, teaching them how to play the game, and all the misadventures that happened there. The bore miner here is what I jumped back with a ridiculous number of jump drives strapped onto it in the most ugly way possible. I've recycled all of that. It's just got the jump drives that I built it with now, but you can see it's a bit of a beast. But this is what has made all the rest of the base building here possible. Just what I'm able to bring in a single mining run with this thing is just ridiculous, and that's what makes everything else possible. For those of you wondering about the drill wall on the front, how am I able to do a bore miner like this on one of the official servers? Well, that is a joint operation. Only 5 of those drills are mine. That is a combination of 5 different players that make that possible. So by pooling our count together there, we're able to basically have a faction miner that makes this possible. So this guy comes in here, he docks here, and then this comes into my production line. So we've got how many refineries is this? I lost count. I want to say 30. 30 refineries, fully upgraded with yield modules on every one, and 30, 32. I'm not going to count. It's enough. It's enough to get the job done. Obviously storage for everything as well. And then assemblers there working in co-op mode. Those are fully upgraded with speed modules all the way around. So able to dock this guy, unload, plenty of storage for everything, and the yield on the refine is nuts. And then we can crank out parts as fast as possible. For all the ice that we bring in, we've got a significant amount of ice processing and storage capacity, both oxygen and hydrogen. So any ships that dock are able to refuel their tanks. The conveyor system through the whole base, including Chief's area and the docks outside, it's all tied together. It's all one conveyor system. So believe it or not, this is actually all one giant grid throughout the entire asteroid. We've got some reactors, a little bit of battery storage over there, which, speaking of energy, I'm going to have to recharge here for a second. But that's more than enough power output for the base itself, as well as storing a little extra. So if we get a ship dock that's drained, it doesn't shut us down. We've got a little bit of extra capacity there for any ships that dock and start recharging when they dock. So that handles that. Show you the front entry here. Came in through the tunnels, but there's a little bigger docking gantry out this side that any larger ships like Drexler's working on here at the moment. But just kind of a generic dock here for any larger ships on the other side of our control tower. Now this is neat. I haven't seen too many players use the spotlights. These were added a long time ago. I forget what update that was, but the spotlights work a lot like the turrets. You're able to target them. You're actually able to instruct the rudimentary AI on them like turrets. They'll actually follow targets like a turret would. Right now I've just got them manually set, so they're lighting up each of our docking ports here. So when the sun isn't facing this side of the station, we're still able to come in and see our docking position and our liner ships up and get connected there. Now over here, we'll get to that in a second. I know it's ridiculous. Over here, similar to the drills you saw on the faction mining ship, we've got a similar situation going on here with a giant welder wall. So any ships we designed in creative, we're able to come over here and basically print them out. So giant ship printer. Haven't used it that way yet. A couple other little projects going on, but we have it again tied into the same conveyor system. So we want to get busy on some larger ship manufacturing. We have the ability to do that. I have been using it a little bit on my most recent build here, which
energy critical
sideways. I guess I better recharge before we die in the middle of the video. That'd be embarrassing. So there we go. That's right side up. So we'll come in here. Not finished yet, but a little bit to do on the interior still. Most of the interior's here. But let me just do a quick recharge. So this guy started as a heavy raider corvette. There's some dispute between my ship size classifications and the rest of the SE universe. I was calling this a corvette. I will admit it might be a little more of a frigate now, especially with all the guns out there. Some people might even try to call it a cruiser. I'm not going to go that far. I'll go with frigate. We'll call it a frigate. But we've got obviously the bridge here, and that is dual layer windows there, which still, if you ask me, still not enough hit points. Utilizing heavy armor on the exterior, she's a very heavy ship. Let's see here. Actually, I don't know what is the weight at the moment. Let's come in here and take a look. So dry mass, we're already at 3.3 million. Yeah, she's a big girl. So trying to jump that anywhere. Let's see. So maximum, we got 4 jump drives on here right now, and our maximum is down to 3,000 kilometers. If you know the math on the jump drives, maximum distance on each drive is 2,000 kilometers. So with 4 of them, that's a max potential of 8,000. But because of the total mass of the ship, we're down from 8,000 to now only 3. And naturally, I'm not done adding onto her yet. So that's probably going to get closer to 2 by the time we're done. So 2,000, 4 jump drives to get the distance you would get out of 1 if you were underweight. But yeah, I don't know how to not build big. So big she is. Still missing the front here. Got some work to do on the front to finish that out. A little work on the tail as well, and then we might do something with the paint instead of the boring gray. But the whole point of this guy is to get into the new in-game content, getting into the Factorum encounters, world encounters that Chief was wanting to get us to be able to go see. And so that is the idea behind this guy. Starting with not 1, not 2, but 4. If you see left and right there, 4 large railguns, where this guy comes in and starts sniping at a distance. So I'm actually starting to worry that the encounters might be too easy. We'll see. We'll find out. We're going to learn the hard way on that one. So lots of heavy armor, lots of guns. We'll see how that goes. That should be interesting for video, if nothing else. So, not worried about losing it. That's what the bore miner's for. That's what all the extra resources are for. Never learned many years ago, spending way more money than I'll ever admit on EVE Online. Learned there that you never take more than you're willing to lose into a fight, and that's really good saying for any game, and real life too, for that matter. If you're not willing to lose it, you shouldn't be fighting with it. But we're not worried about that with this. The whole point of this is to get in there and actually have some fun with those Factorum encounters. So we'll see how that goes. We get the 4 railguns. We've also got, I haven't even counted, I just built it. I built it without counting. So we got 4 artillery turrets on the bottom. We got another 4 artillery turrets on the top. We've got another 2 artillery turrets on the port and starboard there. And then we've got our assault cannons for close range combat. We get into some close range combat. We've got 3 assault cannons on either side, as well as 4 Gatling turrets on either side, port and starboard. And so that's going to cover. The Gatling turrets are going to be set purely for interception. I'm going to set them where they only target characters, missiles, and small grids, fighters, drones, that kind of thing. So they're not going to engage and waste ammo on large grids or be engaged in large grids when there is a small threat coming at me that they are better suited for. Little combat advice there for you. So use the right weapon for the right job. Admittedly, I tend to go big more than I should, but yeah, for the Gatling turrets, set those up to intercept small craft, drones, missiles. That's where they're going to be best suited for. The assault turrets here, we'll set those up for small and large grids, but we're going to limit range where they're engaging more in close combat. We're not going to try wasting ammo at further targets. The artillery guns, we're going to use those at range on large grids. Never set those for small grids. Their tracking is just too slow. You're just wasting time, wasting ammo. So artillery are large grid only. Gatling guns are small grid only in terms of target selection. And then the railguns obviously are manual targeting only. So this it's got a little bit of work left to do, but we'll finish the nose. I might add more guns. Haven't ruled that out. Probably will add at least a few turrets on the back, just to intercept anything following, anything giving chase. You know, we've got the Gatling turrets that can intercept rear. We've got the back artillery turrets, top and bottom, that are actually rear facing. And then we'll probably put a couple more turrets here on the back to deal with any threats behind us as well. I'm also planning on, once we get the tail built out here, planning on building out some arms with some decoys on it to draw fire as well. Arms, wings, whatever you want to call them. It'll be a little more interesting looking. It actually looked really, really cool when it was just the core. Really interesting. Keen did a great job. A lot of the expansion blocks, like the sci-fi thrusters here, the railguns. Amazing looking art. I love the art on some of the DLC blocks. Then we went and covered it up with some boring gray flat heavy armor, and so it went from really, really cool looking to ugly gray brick. And before we're done, we'll try to add some more detail in and at least make it interesting looking again. But one of the downfalls of having to take armor is, okay, we try not to build ugly bricks, but we need the armor. So, gotta weigh your pros and cons there of what's more important, looking cool or surviving the fight. So, we've got this is another little tip. This is something I haven't seen a lot of other builders do, but I've been doing more consistently, and that is the air gap. So pretty compact, pretty efficient with a lot of my builds. You'll see the core here; it's all pretty tightly packed together. But we leave this air gap in here for two reasons. One, exactly what you see me doing now. If something takes damage, I can fly in here, I can fit in here, and I can work on stuff. So actually being able to get at the internals and repair things, that's seeing where things are even. That's kind of a critical thing once you start taking damage. But the other reason for it is block deformation. So the armor scares me. I have seen more critical components taken out by armor blocks deforming than direct fire. It's not the direct fire that'll get you as much as it is your own armor just deforming and basically tearing up the interior of your ship. So that's the reason for the air gap here. We get those deformations happening, and they're not tearing up critical components. Did want some armor though, obviously, so what we've done here is compromised with these half blocks that you're seeing. And so on the interior, we've got these half. Now these are heavy armor as well, but the half blocks where the deformation still isn't going to immediately start impacting our internal components and taking out our internal components. So one large reactor, I think 8 small reactors somewhere else in here. You might have spotted them as I was flying through. 2 large cargo. It is a raider, so we need somewhere to put our booty. Whatever ill-gotten gains we come across, and plenty of gyros. We wanted this thing to be real nimble. We've got 4 thrusters in port, starboard, dorsal, and ventral directions. It's left, right, up, and down for you landlubbers. The forward braking thrusters, we've got 2 large, kind of tucked in there, and then obviously 4 large is our main propulsion. So she gets underway really quick in spite of her weight, and with the amount of gyros that we have tucked in here, she's real quick on the turns. So not real quick on the strafing, too heavy for that, but we're able to strafe just enough in combination with the gyros and our main propulsion that we can do a little bit of evasive if we need to. And that's the idea. The gyros help us utilize our main propulsion more than our strafing propulsion. But we obviously do want some redundancy, so we start taking combat damage. That's the reason for having the separation here, kind of balancing that center of mass in an ideal flight. but also just having some redundancy if some of the thrusters get taken out, we don't lose one little side and then can't stop ourselves going that direction. That's a problem. So try to spread it out a little bit. Similar thing, obviously our up and down thrusters are spread across the two sides of the ship. So a few other tips there for you. You may have noticed that this is a large thruster hiding back here. It might look like a small because it's only taking up one block, but that is actually a large thruster tucked back there. So if you're looking at thruster damage, it's really just the outlet port that you got to worry about. You've just got that one cone coming off the back, and that's actually the only place damage occurs. If you can get a half block width around the exterior of the thruster, as long as that collision mesh doesn't block the actual exhaust port, you're good. I'm hoping that is the case with the railguns as well. This is actually untested. I have not personally tested this yet. I'm going to copy this over to a creative server and try that before I take this into combat and potentially blow myself up. So, because that would be kind of a bummer. Finally get into some in-game content and then blow myself up before they can get at it. That would be a little anticlimactic. But anyway, that's it for now. A little bit of a tour, a lot of talking. I don't usually do these, so sorry you had to listen to me go on that long. But that's where we are right now, and hopefully Chief's gonna be back soon, and we will continue the fun, the mayhem, and in the meantime, I'm very soon here we'll be getting into some in-game content, some Factorum encounters, and I'll bring you some fun there too. So that's it for now. Chewybond signing off. Hope you all have I'm not going to say safe flight, have a fun flight. Alright, that's it.
Alright, Game Warriors, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did. The base just looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm very impressed with the architecture and everything and how he incorporated and how everything connects. It's just a very beautifully designed base, and I'm actually really excited to see how that frigate works. And that miner has just been indispensable in recovering from obviously the server hack. So we haven't been in as much as I have liked to be, but I have been in recently and working on some stuff. Nothing as clearly big as what Chewy's working on. But I know Sether and Drex have also been in, and we've been kind of messing around and fiddling around, but hope to get back in there a little bit more aggressively. You will see more videos come up, but just know that Chewy has done a lot with the base, and I'm just glad that he was able to showcase it, and it just looks absolutely phenomenal. But hey, leave a comment, let us know what you thought about the video, and if you would like to see more like Sether and Drex make some more like videos of what they built on the channel, and we could definitely do something like that in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. That's all I got. Chief Rocky out.